Jasmine's story begins long before Matt entered the picture, tangled in a past that left scars deep enough to shape every decision she's made since. Her marriage to Gino was far from the fairy tale many imagined. Behind the Instagram posts and staged smiles were years of emotional strain, moments of betrayal, and the slow erosion of trust. Fans remember the drama unfolding on the show: heated arguments, misunderstandings, and the kind of heartbreak that doesn't just fade with time. The divorce wasn't a clean break, it left her carrying wounds that made her cautious, fiercely protective, and unwilling to let anyone close without measuring the risk. Every glance, every word, every decision after that carried echoes of that past pain. She learned early that love alone couldn't guarantee safety. Then Matt appeared, and for a moment, the script seemed to flip. Matt offered what Gino couldn't: stability, kindness, and a kind of emotional consistency Jasmine hadn't experienced in years. Their connection seemed effortless at first. Social media lit up with romantic posts, affectionate captions, and playful selfies. Fans believed they were witnessing a new chapter, one where Jasmine could finally breathe, laugh, and love without looking over her shoulder. Publicly, everything looked perfect. Their story fit neatly into the narrative of healing after heartbreak, a woman rising from past betrayal to embrace a partner who seemed genuinely supportive. But as anyone who follows Jasmine closely will tell you, the story wasn't as simple as it looked. Small cracks began appearing in the carefully curated image. On Instagram Lives, Jasmine would occasionally drop hints that something wasn't fully aligned. Subtle shifts in tone, guarded expressions, fleeting moments of hesitation. These tiny behavioral changes started drawing attention. Fans noticed. Questions formed quietly in the comments. Why did she hesitate here? Why did she phrase something so carefully there? Even amidst all the public affection, there were glimpses of an internal boundary that she wasn't ready to cross. The story fans thought they knew was starting to twist. The transition from Gino to Matt wasn't just about finding love again. It was about negotiating the aftermath of trauma while stepping into a new relationship. Jasmine's history made her wary. She wanted closeness, companionship, and support, but she also carried the lessons of betrayal like a shield. Every social media post, every public declaration of love, every moment she shared online had to be weighed against her private reality. Fans might have thought they were witnessing unfiltered intimacy, but in reality, Jasmine was balancing trust, desire, and caution in a way few could fully see. Then the tension grew. While the couple maintained a loving public image, Jasmine began to hesitate when the conversation turned to marriage. The same fans who adored their perfect posts and cute videos were suddenly met with a new narrative. Someone so expressive about love was openly refusing a lifelong commitment. Why would someone who seemed so smitten, so present, and so public about her feelings suddenly draw a line that even love couldn't cross? That question alone sent ripples through the fan base, sparking debates, theories, and endless speculation. Bold tension about Jasmine's public affection versus private boundaries. This paradox, loving openly yet protecting herself privately, set the stage for everything that followed. The initial romance, the public displays of happiness, the cute videos with Matt and glimpses of family life. All of it created an expectation. Fans saw one story, but Jasmine's internal world told another. Her hesitation wasn't dramatic stunt or attention-seeking behavior. It was a deeply personal choice informed by her past. And as the social media teasers and cryptic hints piled up, viewers were left holding their breath, wondering when, if ever, the public image and private reality would align. Every post, every comment, every smile became a puzzle piece in a story far more complicated than anyone first imagined. The history with Gino didn't just fade. It quietly shaped her reactions, her boundaries, and her decisions about Matt. And while the relationship may have looked flawless on the surface, the truth simmered underneath, waiting for the moment when it could no longer be hidden. The stage was set for an emotional journey that would test not only love, but trust, loyalty, and the limits of what someone is willing to risk for the sake of family and personal well-being. The tension was building, and the audience couldn't help but wonder, how long could public affection coexist with private boundaries before the inevitable clash? Jasmine's life with Matt has always existed in a delicate balance. a tightrope stretched between love, fear, and responsibility. On one hand, she clearly loves him. The way she smiles in his presence, the warmth in the posts, the little moments shared online, and it all signals connection, comfort, and genuine affection. But on the other hand, there's a shadow that trails every interaction, a lingering wariness shaped by past betrayals. Love alone doesn't erase trauma. Every glance, every conversation carries the weight of lessons learned the hard way, a reminder that trust must be earned, and even then, it can't be taken for granted. The tension is constant, subtle, yet unmistakable. She wants to build a life, but she also wants to protect her children and herself from repeating old mistakes. Matt plays a tricky role in this story. He's presented as loving, attentive, and caring, the kind of partner most people would envy. He supports her, shares parenting duties, and participates in the public side of their relationship with a willingness that seems genuine. Yet there are whispers, hints in social media moments and interviews suggesting he may have crossed lines that triggered Jasmine's private hesitations. What exactly happened may not be fully revealed yet, but the tension is palpable. It's the kind of dynamic where one moment he's the safe harbor she clings to, and the next, a subtle action or word throws her internal equilibrium off balance. The love is real, but the trust has limits, and those limits are non negotiable. But just when you think it's simple, a revelation changes everything. Her behavior creates a paradox that fascinates fans and confuses outsiders. Jasmine co parents with Matt, often appearing affectionate and engaged. They share glimpses of family life online, post about each other positively, and project a sense of togetherness. Yet, despite all this, she refuses to fully commit through marriage. It's a decision that seems contradictory even to her own followers. How can someone invest so much emotionally and publicly, yet draw a line so sharply? The answer lies beneath the surface. This is a woman navigating the messy intersection of love, fear, and past trauma. Her boundaries are deeply informed by previous heartbreak, and while affection flows freely in the right contexts, ultimate commitment remains withheld until she feels fully secure. Jasmine's internal struggle is a study in emotional paradox. She weighs love against self preservation, affection against caution. Every post and every shared moment is carefully measured, balancing authenticity with protection. It's not about manipulation, it's about survival in a landscape where betrayal has left lasting marks. Trust versus love becomes the silent question guiding her choices. Can I love fully without losing myself or exposing my children to the risk of hurt? The answer, for now, is no. And that refusal fuels both public fascination and private anxiety. Bold suspense of the tell all, and how Matt's actions remain mysterious. The upcoming tell all adds another layer to this tension. Fans are eager for clarity, for answers, for a behind the scenes account that might explain the contradictions they've been observing. Matt's actions remain a mystery, leaving viewers to speculate about what triggered Jasmine's steadfast boundaries. Each Instagram live, each cryptic comment, and every fan theory only amplifies the anticipation. Nobody knows the full story, and that uncertainty keeps the audience glued. At the core, Jasmine's choices reflect trauma-informed decision-making. She's carefully weighing risk, love, and responsibility, prioritizing her emotional safety and that of her child over societal expectations. Her paradoxical behavior, love without marriage, intimacy without full exposure, is not a flaw, but a strategy for navigating a relationship with high stakes. Fans see glimpses of affection, but the private rules governing her heart remain firmly in place. This tension grows in layers. Publicly, she engages, laughs, and posts. Privately, she monitors boundaries, recalls past betrayals, and recalibrates trust. Each day presents new micro decisions that define the relationship. The emotional push and pull is relentless. It's why the fan base can't stop watching, theorizing, and debating. Every revelation, whether small or dramatic, promises to upend the carefully maintained equilibrium between love and caution. And as Jasmine continues navigating this paradox, Every action Matt takes becomes a test. Every post, a subtle negotiation of trust. The story is far from resolved, and every viewer is left wondering which side will win: love or caution, public appearance or private truth. The moment Jasmine's hesitation about marriage became public, social media erupted. Fans flooded Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter with theories, speculations, and hot takes. Some were shocked, insisting she had it all: the love, the life, the child, and yet she refused to take the final step. Others defended her, pointing to past trauma and insisting that trust isn't something to rush into. Comment threads turned into battlegrounds, with supporters and skeptics arguing over what it all meant. Every post Jasmine shared, every story she uploaded, became evidence to support one side or the other. The internet dissected minor details: a smile here, a paused interaction there, as if they held the secret to her private world. Fans noticed small contradictions. Publicly, she appears affectionate, sharing family moments, celebrating milestones, and speaking warmly about Matt. Privately, she sets boundaries that stop short of marriage. This duality only intensified curiosity. Every Instagram live, every candid clip became a puzzle piece fans scrambled to assemble. Some accused her of playing games. Others saw a mother fiercely protecting her heart and her child. The speculation was endless. Would you forgive this? Could you co-parent and love but refuse marriage? These questions bounced across comment sections like a wildfire, keeping engagement high and debate constant. The tension peaks as Jasmine's protective instincts start to overshadow the drama, hinting at deeper parenting priorities yet to be fully revealed. The fan reaction didn't stop at speculation. Memes exploded, some mocking, some empathetic, each reflecting a slice of the divided audience. Influencers and commentary channels weighed in, dissecting every move for hidden motives. One side argued she was manipulative, carefully controlling the narrative for attention or leverage. Another side praised her, saying she was a model of emotional intelligence, setting boundaries rooted in her past and protecting her child from potential harm. Every clip, every story, every social media post became a battleground of opinion. The mystery kept the audience returning, because nobody wanted to miss the next clue or revelation. And it wasn't just fans. Matt's social media presence also invited scrutiny. The way he interacts with Jasmine online, sometimes sweet, sometimes neutral, fueled speculation about his intentions. Was he respectful of her boundaries or testing them? The ambiguity amplified the drama. The audience began noticing patterns: moments of closeness, then subtle distance, followed by more warmth. Each swing sparked discussion, and every fan theory seemed plausible in some way. People began to watch more closely, trying to decipher truth from performance, reality from strategy. Online debates often turned personal, but the narrative always circled back to Jasmine's choices. Why does she refuse marriage yet share life publicly? Why co-parent in full view while withholding the ultimate commitment? Some saw empowerment, others saw confusion. The online chaos wasn't just about gossip, it reflected real emotional stakes. Fans became invested because her story mirrored dilemmas many face: loving fully while guarding oneself against risk. Every post became a teaching moment, a live study in trust, boundaries, and emotional resilience. The next revelation will center on Jasmine's maternal instincts, showing how her decisions are guided not by drama, but by a desire to protect her child above all else. Engagement continued to escalate as social media highlighted contradictions. Some pointed out how she celebrated milestones publicly while remaining private about core decisions. Others speculated about Matt's behavior, wondering what he might have done off camera to provoke hesitation. Every fan comment, every viral clip added layers to the mystery. The audience was captivated because there was no clear answer, and each new insight felt like peeling back another layer of a complex emotional onion. Ultimately, the drama online mirrors the real-life tension. Jasmine's public affection and private boundaries create a fascinating dynamic. Fans continue to debate whether her refusal to marry is cautious wisdom or an emotional barrier too high to cross. The combination of love, parenting responsibility, and past trauma keeps everyone guessing. Each post, Each video, each comment becomes part of a puzzle fans are desperate to solve. The discussion continues, the stakes rise, and the story grows more gripping with every scroll. By the end, viewers are left considering the hardest questions. How much do we reveal publicly? How do we balance love and protection? And for Jasmine, how long will she navigate this paradox before the truth comes fully into view? The ripple effects of Jasmine's refusal to marry Matt reached far beyond their immediate circle. Family dinners, school drop offs, and public events became arenas of subtle tension. Friends and relatives quietly speculated, some supportive, some bewildered. Matt's position became complicated. On one hand, he's a devoted partner and father, present and caring. On the other, he's navigating a relationship with a woman whose heart is clearly invested, yet whose trust and boundaries remain firmly intact. Every decision he makes, every gesture he offers, seems to carry extra weight, as though one misstep could tilt the delicate balance Jasmine has built around herself and her child. Jasmine herself walks a constant tightrope. She loves deeply, yet she protects fiercely. She wants emotional closeness, yet she won't risk repeating the betrayals of her past. This balancing act isn't about cruelty or rejection. It's about survival, about preserving her own peace while remaining committed to her child's stability. Her story shows how love doesn't always come with uncomplicated joy. Sometimes it exists in tension, in contradiction, and in decisions that outsiders might never fully understand. The tension mounts as the audience wonders what her next move might reveal about her emotional priorities and the limits she sets for herself. The psychological layers are clear, even when simplified for understanding. Past betrayal shapes present behavior. Jasmine's experiences with Gino left invisible marks, lessons about trust, vigilance, and protecting herself and her child. Her refusal to marry Matt is not an attack on him, but a signal of emotional self-preservation. She's learned that love without safety, without boundaries, can be damaging. Fans watching can relate, even if only in part, to the idea that our past scars influence who we allow into our most vulnerable spaces. It's a reminder that emotional resilience often means saying no, even when it hurts to do so. Meanwhile, Matt's reactions add layers of complexity. He continues to show care and commitment, yet there's a subtle tension in every shared moment. Social media interactions, holiday celebrations, and casual outings are tinted with this unspoken question. How far will he go before her boundaries hold firm? This ambiguity keeps fans on edge. Just when you think everything is stable, a small gesture or comment makes viewers wonder if the status quo will hold. Every post, every live session, every shared photo is scrutinized for clues about the future of their relationship. The suspense builds as the tell-all promises answers, teasing fans with the possibility of emotional revelations that could redefine everything. This dynamic also impacts the child, though indirectly. Jasmine's careful navigation ensures that her child experiences love, attention, and stability, even amid emotional tension. Her protective instincts drive her decisions, showing that her parental priorities often outweigh personal desires. It's a delicate balance, loving Matt enough to co-parent and share life while guarding her own heart from potential heartbreak. Fans can sense the nuance, seeing that this is not a story of rejection but of careful, emotional calculus. Every choice Jasmine makes highlights the paradox she lives in. She loves, she nurtures, and she invests emotionally, but she draws firm lines. These boundaries are the invisible architecture of her life, the framework that allows her to continue engaging with Matt and raising a family without repeating the traumas of her past. Viewers are left questioning how long this can last and what it will take for those walls to shift, if ever. The stakes are raised further as public curiosity grows. Each shared moment on social media, every subtle change in behavior, fuels speculation. The audience is primed for revelations, and the tension is carefully maintained. Her story is compelling because it mirrors a universal truth. Love is rarely simple, and boundaries, though sometimes painful, are essential for emotional survival. By the end of this act, the viewer is left in anticipation, feeling both the weight of Jasmine's protective instincts and the lingering question of how love and trauma can coexist. She loves him, yet she won't say yes. What does this mean for the future, and how will the tell all finally resolve the emotional stakes hanging in the balance?